Good morning, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today we're going to cover number 20 of the Catechism with regard to small text. And even though it may not be the biggest of numbers critically within the Catechism, I'll share with you why between the small text there are some greater things for all of us and how this is a greater lesson to look into in life. And so let's jump into this topic. Number 20 of the Catechism states the following: the use of small print in certain passages indicates observations of an historical or apologetic nature, or supplementary doctrinal explanations. Now, from small text in a book, how is that important for relevant for self-care? Well, I would argue the idea there is, okay, between the lines, between the texts, really, if you're outside the Catholic faith, right, just being very a critical thinker. That's what we call it in social work. You're looking between situations to see, okay, in the small scale, what is it that really matters that could help this community or people, family, in a small way? And it may not be a big thing in a grand scale, but on the small level, it really makes a big difference. For example, say if the candy store were just selling more of one type of candy, and the people are like, do you have any more of the other type? And you think as a business owner, maybe I could buy a little more of those other candies just to kind of give a variety to sell to people and my customers. And that may make a difference because then you may get better reviews. Someone says, oh, I'm glad you brought that candy over. I'm glad you brought that over to us to try. That was really nice of you, Mr. Owner. But the point is, if it worked, why not? The idea is to think how small things can make a big difference for somebody else. And so in small print, right there, they say in the text, all right, even a little link, a little nudge, that's a big thing for us as Catholics, non-Catholics in any textbook to read, just to know, okay, I'm going in the right direction. If I just follow the text, it'll lead me to a bigger reference to where I can find more references. Kind of leading to the previous point, number 19, but the idea that, okay, these references are linked with other references. And so when you see that linkage between the two different sources, many materials, you start to trust the validity of that resource. And you think, okay, I can rely on this source because these other authors are back supporting each other's backs behind the scenes. And how do we do that in real life as well? Someone gives you a little a reference for your next job, a little like heads up to the boss, like, hey, this guy's really good. This person is going to be a great worker for you. I'm really supporting him, giving them a good light to be like, hey, this good review, this worker's going to work for you because I know what he's like in the background. And when you have that kind of support, that kind of reference, that makes a big difference for you because you can now apply for work, find a good job if you have that good support in the back. Have support from even someone that's even of a noticeable or non-noticeable character in your community. I mean, wouldn't that be cool if you had the mayor or someone big on your side to kind of say, hey, this guy's a good guy. He's going to be great in the future. Give him a chance. It's like, oh, wow. And so the small references, the small texts supported by a bigger person in the background, that could make a big difference for anybody. And so if you're into small talk, into even talking with people outside of your comfort zone, just to be like, hey, Mr. Mayor, how are you? Or someone on the city council, and you just start to have that kind of talk, communication, that can make a big difference because that person can recall, oh, I talked with that person in this building, in this time, on this project. And coming from one of my background pieces as an engineer, that helped many times with regards to talking about projects, and it's carried over into other parts of my life as well, where with anyone I'm working in the community, I could just say, oh, I talked with so-and-so and we are talking on this, and you get so much more influence done when you talk with somebody to get more projects, because when you have that little rapport, that kind of influence in your community, that's how you're building power behind the scenes that no one's catching. But it's like, okay, that's a subtle way to build that power. Building it through small communication, small support. Small support will grow, especially when you have many different references behind your back. And that would be the big lesson from this of the Catechism to you, just so that if you want to build that power, slowly talk with people in small ways, and then say, oh, I talked with so and so on this and this. What do you think? And that'll make a big difference in the future moving forward. So always have a good source of references to talk with, and build up that source of references, good networking, and you can push yourself forward and build your career in a good step in a nice way, and make differences in your community with whatever project you're working on. And so always work on that charisma, everybody. Always work on that charisma, and don't give up on yourself. Always talk well. So, all right, everybody, this is my self-care video for everyone today. Enjoy your Friday. Stay safe. Have a good one.